right, you know what time it is. Live from the Bare Muscle Garage, it's time for Fit Crew. What do we got in store for you today? Let's go ahead and share this on screen. So today we've got a 5-rounder for you here. We're going to be doing 5 rounds of 200-meter run, 10 GHD sit-ups, and 10 hand-to-hand swings. And if this sounds familiar somewhat, yes, we did a battle version of this a couple weeks ago. And so we are running it as an echo today, seeing what we can learn from the pacing and intensity that we did in the battle format, going straight through 5 rounds, no rest this time. We may be looking at this thinking, I don't even know what a GHD is or an H2H. We're going the whole alphabet right now. Don't worry, guys. We're going to warm up really well, and we're going to break things down and go over all the options that will allow you to do this workout or your version of it right where you are, using what you have and doing what you can. But let's go ahead and start this general warm-up, which is going to activate the muscles that we're going to be using in today's workout. So the first move that we're doing is Supermans, and let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 Supermans for us. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then the Supermans are going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 Supermans. So on these Supermans, we are laying face down. We've got those arms out in front of us, legs back, and we are raising the arms and the legs, holding the top there for about 2 seconds, dialing in that arch position before coming back down. So good job on these Supermans. Next, we've got some glute bridges. So let's have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 glute bridges for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the glute bridge is going to be some reverse chest flies like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 glute bridges together. So on these glute bridges, we're going to be laying on our back, feet pulled in close, and we're squeezing those glutes, raising the hips as high as we can. And we want to think faster and higher each rep. And we're going to hold the top for about 2 seconds before coming back down. So good job on these glute bridges. Next, we got some straight leg sit-ups. Let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the straight leg sit-up for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the straight leg sit-up is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 straight leg sit-ups together. Now, it could be that this is a very challenging core movement for us, in which case we can choose to do some single leg raises, just like we see Deb doing here. We're going to do 5 on one side before switching and then doing 5 on the other side. But if we're doing the straight leg sit-up as prescribed, we are laying all the way back, swinging those arms forward for momentum until we touch the toes or as close as we can to it. So good job here on the straight leg sit-ups or single leg raises. Next, we're going to get these calves ready for action. Let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the dynamic calf stretch on each side. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to do some dynamic elbows like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do the dynamic calf stretch, 10 reps on each side. Now, it could be that doing this off the ground is a bit hard on the wrists, in which case we could choose to do this off of an inclined surface, just like we see Deb doing here. It could be off a sofa, off a counter, or even off the wall, but we're going to be in an inclined pike position, bending the one knee, pushing the back heel into the ground. But if we're doing this off the ground as prescribed, we got those hips piked into the air, bending the one knee, pushing the back heel into the ground, feeling the activation of those calves and ankles. So good job here on the dynamic calf. Next, we got some high knee hip circles. Let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps on each side. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to do a forward arm raise with a lateral return like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 high knee hip circles on each side. Now, it could be that balance is an issue, in which case we can hold on to a close by object for assistance, just like we see Bird Dog doing here. We're going to either hold on to a sturdy piece of furniture or a wall or counter or anything like that, and then we're going to circle those legs. But if we're doing this as prescribed, we are standing out in the open, hitting those high knees above the hips, circling it out, up and around, all the way down, getting these hip flexors ready for all the running we're going to be doing. So good job on the high knees. Next, we got some reverse lunges. Let's go ahead and have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the reverse lunge on each side. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the reverse lunge is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 reps of the reverse lunge on each leg. Now, it could be that getting all the way down to the ground is a bit of a challenge for us, in which case we have some options. We can do an assisted lunge. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate here. So we would hold on to a nearby object and then get that knee all the way back, touching the ground, alternating legs each rep like this. Or it could be that, getting that knee to the ground is a bit of a challenge, even with some assistance, in which case we can do some step downs, just like we see Deb doing here. We're going to start by standing on top of a sturdy box, and then we're going to just step down, keeping the top leg on top, and then switch legs, going back and forth, and preferably keeping that top leg on top each time, just to recreate the feel of the reverse lunge motion. But if we're doing the reverse lunge as prescribed, then we're taking a big step back, slightly to the side for stability, until that back knee touches the ground each and every time. So good job here on the reverse lunge. Next, we're going to grab a super light kettlebell, if we have one, 10 pounds or less, 5 kilos or less. If we don't have a light kettlebell, then any other light household object can do. It could be a dumbbell. It could be preferably something with a handle, such as an empty laundry detergent jug or water jug or an empty purse. If not, could be absolutely anything else, a shoe, a pillow, a teddy bear, whatever you got. So with this light object in hand, let's have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the sumo deadlift for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then that sumo deadlift is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the sumo deadlift together. So on this sumo deadlift, that object is going to start on the ground in between the feet. And we're going to bend those knees to get the hips low, but we've got the chest up, shoulders back, looking straight ahead. And we're going to take a deep breath in to brace that core, breathing out on the belly until we drive the ground away, getting to a fully standing, locked out position with the shoulders back at the top. And then we are tapping the ground on the way back down as well. So good job here on these sumo deadlifts. And then finally here in the activation phase, we've got some one-arm swings. And notice these are not the hand-to-hand swings just yet. We're going to do all 5 on one side. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate 3 reps of the one-arm swing. And let's actually do it with straight arms there, Bird Dog, because that's how we're going to be doing the hand-to-hand swing today. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the one-arm swings are actually going to be one-arm high pulls like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 one-arm swings, 5 on one side, followed by 5 on the other side. So on these one-arm swings, we're going to initiate by getting that object back between the legs, and then we are going to pop with the power of the hips and the legs to get it up to face level. And whereas normally we would encourage you to keep that object super close to the body, today, given the nature of the hand-to-hand swing, we actually, since we're going to go a little bit lighter anyway than we would on a regular swing, we can keep that arm nice and straight, and that actually facilitates the hand-to-hand motion when we're ready for it at the top. Now, even with this, it could be that doing this with one arm is a bit too taxing for our shoulder situation, in which case we can do it with both arms. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate here the traditional Russian swing. And we're throwing that back, popping that up with the hips, keeping it close to the body, getting it up to face level. So good job on whatever version of the swing suits your circumstances. Well, that is it for the activation phase. Now we're going to move on to the movement prep, which is where we're going to practice specifically the 3 moves that we are doing in today's workout. The first move is the run. Now, if you happen to have the space to run outside, whether we're doing 200 meters or possibly less, what I'd like you to do right now is to hit a 30-second run in one direction and then turn around and come back. And whatever that distance is, if it's less than 200, that's going to be a good distance to scale to for the workout today. But most of us are running inside doing some form of shuttle runs. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate the preferred method, which is the 50-foot shuttle run, running 25 feet down and back. And notice we are not going to be tapping the ground in between shuttle runs today. Now, if we don't have a 25-foot span of space, we can do the shuttle runs in place. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate the 20 high knees. And each set of 20 high knees is going to equal 1 shuttle run for today's workout. And we can either change direction to help us keep track of things or use the finger counting method. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then each set of 20 arm raises is going to equal the shuttle run from the seated position, and we can either clap those hands or use the finger counting method. So if you haven't done so yet, let's join in. Let's do 5 sets of shuttle runs to get things warmed up and to get our brains ready to start counting the right way. Now, it could be that we need to manage our impact, in which case, let's really pay attention to how high we're raising our knees. Like we see Deb doing here, if we need to do some shuffle steps, each set of 20 steps is going to equal a shuttle run. And let's definitely pay attention. If we are managing our impact, that is the way to go. but assuming we have the space and the circumstances to do these 50-foot shuttle runs, that's the ideal method today. Or it could be that we end up doing a combination of both, depending on whatever dictates, whatever our personal circumstances dictate. So good job here on these runs. The second move we're doing today is GHD sit-ups. Now, the GHD is an awesome piece of apparatus that increases the range of motion on the sit-up for those who are ready for it. Now, most of us don't have a GHD or anything like it, so we're actually going to warm up with an at-home modification. It could be the version that most of us are doing today, which is weighted sit-ups. And let's have Bird Dog demonstrate 2 reps of the weighted sit-up for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then we're actually going to hug a lightweight right now. And the weighted sit-up is going to look like this. So let's everyone join in and let's do 10 reps of the weighted sit-up. Now, notice a couple key things here. It could be that even unweighted, this move is very challenging for us. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate a couple reps of just arms folded sit-ups. And so we've got the straight legs, we've got the arms folded across the chest. If even this is challenging enough and adding weight would not be ideal, then we can do this version. Or if we were modifying that sit-up in the warm-up by doing those straight leg raises, we can do that here as well. That's another awesome option to build that core strength. But if we do have the capacity to add some weight and hit the full range of motion, notice a key thing here. We are hugging the weight so that we keep it very close to the chest. Now, notice what we're not doing. We're not going to punch that weight out. Let's have Bird Dog demonstrate here a couple reps punching the weight out. So that is not what we want, right? We actually want to keep that weight close to the chest, okay, in order to add challenge if we're ready for it. If we're not ready for that challenge, let's pick another practical option, such as the arms folded sit-ups, or even swinging the arms as much as needed, or even those straight leg raises. So good job here on whatever version of the sit-up works well for us. And the third and final movement that we're doing in today's workout is hand-to-hand kettlebell swings. So let's look on as Bird Dog demonstrates 6 reps of the hand-to-hand swing for us. And if we are doing this from the seated position, then the hand-to-hand swing is actually going to be alternating one-arm pulls like we were doing in the activation phase, switching on the ground like this. So let's everyone join in here and let's do 10 hand-to-hand swings together. Now, a couple key things on this hand-to-hand swing. The switch timing is super important. We want to initiate by throwing that object back, then we pop and switch at the top, pop and switch at the top. The brain tends to get more tired than the arms on this. If we start to lose the rhythm and switch underneath or just kind of lose it, let's just put it down, take a break until we can get that rhythm back. Something that helps us to keep the rhythm is swinging both arms. We want to bring that trailing arm up to meet it at the top. And that's what's going to help us to have that timing. As soon as that trailing arm waits just a second too long, that's when the rhythm's going to get off and we're going to lose it. In which case we put it down and start all over. Reminder, if the hand-to-hand swing is not good For our shoulder situation, we can do those Russian swings. Let's have Bird Dog remind us what the Russian swing looks like. And so that's the traditional 2 hands, 2 arms, but still hip powered. We're throwing that back between the legs, popping that up with the hips. So good job here on whatever version of the swing is better for us. Well, now it's ramp up time. If you've been earning badges and you'd like to add some weight to do either the scale, intermediate, or RX weight in today's workout, then let's start to gradually add some weight, doing about 6 to 10 practice hand-to-hand swings, adding a little bit of weight each time until we get to the weight that we want to use for the workout. But if we have not been earning badges, or we're just getting back into this after a long time off, then please let's not add any weight. That super light weight that we were just using in the warm-up is going to be more than enough for us today. It's very important that we have the right form and consistency with all our habits before we've earned the right to add or reintroduce intensity, such as by adding weight or going fast. And whether we're adding weight or not, let's pay close attention to the following checklist. Number 1, please make sure your device is fully charged or plugged in so we can get through this whole workout without losing you. Number 2, let's grab some water. Let's take a sip. And let's make sure we got our water nearby so we can take a sip as needed all throughout the workout. Number 3, I'm going to give everyone a 3, 2, 1, go countdown. And that's how you can synchronize your timer with mine if you choose to use one. Number 4, music. Super important. Today, we want a good number of fight songs on our playlist that are going to help us to get through these 5 rounds with as much motivation and intensity as possible. So what's on your playlist? You can blast your music as loud as you want, as long as you can still hear me helping you throughout the workout. And lastly, how are we keeping track of these rounds? We've got 5 rounds here. It's easy to lose track of which one we're on, what move is coming up next. Experience has shown that the best way to keep track of everything is having the workout written down close by. So if you're a teacher's pet, let's go ahead and show that whiteboard on screen just to show how much of a teacher's pet you are. So here we go. Teacher's pet picture in 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'm going to bring the workout back on screen one more time, and then we'll get going. So in just about a minute, we're going to start this timer, and we're about to do this 5-round workout of 200-meter run, 10 GHD sit-ups, 10 hand-to-hand swings. Now, most of us, for the 200-meter run, are going to be doing the 10 sets of shuttle runs. Whatever version of the shuttle run suits us, whether it's the 50-foot shuttle runs, running 25 feet down and back, or maybe we're doing the in-place shuttle runs, raising those knees as high as our circumstances will allow. If we need to limit the impact, then let's do more shuffle steps instead of shuttle runs. But we're doing 10 sets of the 20 high knees or 10 sets of the 50-foot shuttle runs at the start of each round. If we are running the distance, then we're looking for a distance that we can get done in about a minute's time or so. So if the 200 meters is a whole lot for us to get done in that time, then let's definitely scale that to a lesser distance. That 30-second test that we did at the start should be a good amount to scale that to. For the GHD, most of us are doing some form of the weighted sit-ups, straight leg sit-ups, whether we have the arms folded across the chest, whether we're adding weight, hugging that, or whether we need to swing those arms for momentum. or even do those lying single leg raises. We have lots of different core options. Let's pick the one that challenges us but allows us to get through it. If we do happen to have a GHD or some type of setup that allows us to increase the range of motion, and we are able to perform those weighted sit-ups, then yes, we can attempt to do some of those GHD or increased range of motion sit-ups. On the hand-to-hand swings, we are not adding weight unless we've been earning badges. And let's use a weight that we can get through all 10 swings in a row without putting it down. So your score is going to be the time it takes to get through these 5 rounds of 10 sets of shuttle runs, 10 GHD sit-ups or weighted sit-ups, and then 10 hand-to-hand swings. So if you are good to go, give me a thumbs up over here and we will get this started. I'm going to highlight Bird Dog to get us going. So here we go, guys. 10 shuttle runs, 10 sit-ups, 10 hand-to-hand swings. Starting in 10 seconds. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And we are off on these runs. Down and back, 10 sets of these, or maybe we're doing in-place runs. And good to see Mighty Mouse up and about doing most of these workouts from the standing position. That is a testament to dedication and consistency. But nice work here. Let's go. Getting through these 10 sets of shuttle runs. But nice work here. Breathing hard. Pacing ourselves. And just like that, Bird Dog done with those runs, moving on to the sit-ups. And notice, like we talked about, hugging the weight. We are not punching it out. It could be that even without weight, this is challenging enough for us. And we've got Mighty Mouse being extra here, doing actually some stands. And so all we need to do there is that good morning there, Mighty Mouse. And I'll let you decide if you want to do that from the standing position or from the seated position today. But we are getting as low as we can go, then back up. But awesome work here. And there we go. Deb done with those sit-ups, about to move on to these hand-to-hands. So getting that object back between the legs. Pop, switch at the top. Pop, switch at the top. Very important that we follow with that trailing arm to keep the rhythm where it needs to be. Mighty Mouse as well on these hand-to-hand swings. And just like that, Deb done with round 1. Making a quick mark, moving on to round 2. Bird Dog taking off on round 2 as well. Mighty Mouse taking off on round 2. And so far, everyone is on track to finish within today's target window. And the target window is the best way to know if we've made the right choices today. And how does it work? Well, there are a lot of different choices we can make with the weights that we choose and the style of movement. We present a lot of different options. So after we've been earning badges, maybe we add some weight, maybe we make the more challenging movement options. But our goal with all this is to pick the combination of options that allow us to finish within the target window of time. Not too much under, not too much under, not too much over, not too much under. And that's how we know we hit the mark with the challenge that we're looking for. So we are on it. Bird dog on these sit-ups, Mighty Mouse on these sit-ups, Deb on these sit-ups. And the breathing and bracing, super important every single rep. We lay back, breathe in, brace that core, breathe out at the top. And we are moving nice and steady through these sets here. Deb done with the sit-ups, Bird dog done with the sit-ups, Mighty Mouse on the swings as well. And that is the beauty of this program. All of us with different circumstances, different strengths and abilities, but all moving at a similar pace, getting a similar level of challenge for us, doing the version that we need to do. Bird dog making her second mark, and then moving on to round 3. Mighty Mouse taking off on round 3 as well. Deb on this round 3 as well. We are moving along here. All the way down, all the way up. Taking deep breaths. Now, those who've been doing this program for a while understand the power of pacing. We know this is a 5-round workout, and we don't want to come out too strong so that we black out and then don't have anything left. So we are in round 3 here, still moving steady, strong but steady. That is the name of the game. That is what we want to see. Deep breath in, brace that core. The sit-ups especially lend itself to kind of recovering from being breathless after the run. We're taking that deep breath every single time. And then after all 10 reps there, boom, going to town on some swings. But nice work. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And we are on it. There goes Bird Dog. Going into this round 4. Now, we've said it before, and it's worth repeating. This round 4 in a 5-round workout is one of the most important rounds. We are deep into the workout. It's not quite the last round. It's easy to lose focus and wonder, hey, where is the finish line? Hey, the finish line is soon. Let's stay focused. Let's keep our pace on this 4th round here. Let's not slack off. We're not going all out just yet, but we are staying strong. We're staying motivated. And there goes Bird Dog. Game face on. Done with the runs. Moving on to these round 4 sit-ups. Mighty Mouse as well on these sit-ups. Deb as well on these sit-ups. So good stuff. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then after these sit-ups, moving on to some swings here. Let's remember, make this a hip thing. Throw it back, pop it up. Throw it back, pop to the top. And let's keep that rhythm. We're following with the trailing arm, switching at the top. Deep into the workout here, sometimes our brain gets tired and we start to lose that rhythm. We'll just put it down for a second, pick it back up. But let's keep that rhythm, switching at the top. And here we are on this last round, fast round. We got Bird Dog taking off on this last round. We've got Mighty Mouse taking off on this last round. And we've got Deb as well taking off on this last round. So let's breathe, let's push, let's get through this here. Making our way through these runs. We've been pacing, now we're racing. Let's finish these runs just a little bit faster. Go just a little bit faster on these sit-ups. And then we know what to do when we finish. We hit that buzzer, we yell time, we cheer on our family. So let's do this thing. Mighty Mouse already on this last set of swings. Bird Dog on these sit-ups. Deb on these sit-ups. We're breathing, we're pushing. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Bird Dog with the mascot cheering squad. Mighty Mouse across the finish line. Bird Dog getting up, getting ready for this last set of swings here. Almost there. Almost there. And there goes Bird Dog across the finish line. And Deb, just a couple swings to go. There goes Deb across the finish line. Well, that was crazy as always. But now we're at the best part of the workout, which is the cool down stretch. And this stretch is super important to help us fight soreness, increase flexibility, so we can come back day after day, staying consistent and committed. So the first stretch we're going to do is the ceiling. That's where we're laying face down like this. And then, boom, we are pressing up, letting those hips sink into the ground. Active shoulders. Hey, you know what? If this is hard on those wrists, we can do off the elbows like this. And if we're doing this from the seated position, then we're going to get those arms up and pull back like this. And while we're doing this, let's reflect on the workout. Let's do some high-low buffalo. So, high. What is one thing you feel you did well in the workout today? Low. What is something you want to do better the next time it shows up? And buffalo. What is something that surprised you about the workout today? While we're thinking about that, let's switch into the frog. We're gonna get those hips back, knees out to the side, sinking into this like this. And while we're doing this, let's hear from bird dog. And if we're doing this from the seated position, we're gonna get those hands down to the shoulder blades and pull back like this. But what is your high-low buffalo bird dog?
Well, my high was probably the hand-to-hand swings. Kept my rhythm. I didn't have to stop, and I know you did a fair warning for everyone, but I was able to keep my rhythm, so I was happy. So that was my high. Low. Them sit-ups were harder than I thought. Although I think this is the first time I've done them with weight. I think, but yeah, it was a different kind of burn with the weight. So I need to work on those a little bit. Buffalo was, man, my teammates. We all were like neck and neck the whole time, even though we were doing different moves. So that's like made me like pumped. Like, all right, I'm in the middle somewhere, or I'm in this with them. So it was fun.
And that's the beauty of this program. We all pick the moves that challenge us just the right way. And that way we are all moving together toward the same goal of improved health and fitness. So good job, bird dog. Let's go ahead and hit a supine twist. We got the one knee into the chest, twist, and we're gonna pull down with that opposite hand. And while we're doing this, let's hear from Mighty Mouse. And if we're doing this in a seated position, we're gonna twist toward the left, holding on to whatever we need to. But what is your high-low buffalo, Mighty Mouse?
My high was the hand-to-hand swings. I didn't have a low, but the buffalo was how I was able to make it through all the rounds by pacing myself, especially with those runs. It kind of helped me, and so yeah, it was a good workout.
I would agree. Man, we are throwing some increased challenging movements at you, and you're just rising to the challenge, and then it's just like we don't even know what to do with you anymore. All we need to do is just keep increasing that challenge in lockstep, of course, with your consistency and your dedication. So good job, Mighty Mouse. Let's go ahead and supine twist on the other side. We got the other knee into the chest, and we are twisting the other way, pulling down with that hand. And while we're on this side, let's hear from Deb. And if we're doing this from a seated position, we're now twisting toward the right, holding on to whatever we need to. But what is your high-low buffalo, Deb?
So my high was that I was somewhere in the middle, so I thought. And I was like, go, Daddy, go. And then I was like, I looked up and Renicia was gone, Robin was gone. And I was like, okay, I still got this because, you were calling out who was in, and Renicia and my name was. And then at the end, I'm like, I came in last again. I was like, what happened to him? When you said the fourth round, I was like, come on, pick it up, pick it up. Renicia was already finished. I'm like, come on, people. So that was my high because I was fussing with myself the whole entire time trying to pick up the pace. My low were the hand-to-hand swings. I wish I could have done a heavier weight, but I couldn't, but it was good. But, sometimes it's mind over matter. So, and the Buffalo was the GHD sit-ups. I don't think I've ever done them with weight. And even though it was a pretty low weight, but it was just lifting up your upper body off the floor is a challenge. And it was like, what in the world? But it was good because I was engaging the core and I was, doing something. So I thought, but it was a good workout as always, Coach. Thanks.
And we always appreciate that energy, Deb. Well, that's our WOD, that's our stretch, that's our high-low buffalo. You know what's left. This sweaty selfie, because does this count if we don't take that selfie? Let's flex on the camera and let's get this selfie. Sweaty selfie in 3, 2, 1. And crazy face. And let's put the fist in the middle for the cheer. On 3, 2 claps. Fit crew. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Fit crew.
Fit crew. Thank you so much. If you enjoy this program, then please give this a like, a subscribe, and a share. Thank you very much, and see you next time.